Hi, Wise Exotics here. So we're gonna do a quick update. There's some good, there's some bad. I haven't lost any plants. I have a couple plants that are problematic right now, and I will discuss them. I have some good news, which is what's in the bag. So we'll talk about the bad. Macrophilia and this telegenesis excebulinensis. I don't know what happened to this. This is a gift to my mother. The leaves are very floppy and almost kind of remind me of like if you boil a very hard leaf, like if you boil a leaf that's really thick, like boiled cabbage, it becomes very soggy and wet. That's the kind of feel it has. So the growth tip looks fine, so I'm letting it grow in here and try to recoup in the greenhouse along with the other plants, which are doing fine beyond that. Macrophilia. So, as if you're new to the channel, I've had a Raja and a BE diabolica, which when I had trimmed a browning leaf that was starting to get a little bit of rot on it, not like that type of leaf, which is black. This type of leaf, you'll see it's yellow with little mold spots on it. I snipped it using sterilized snips, and then I sprayed it immediately with a 1 to 4 parts hydrogen peroxide, which is H2O2, 3% of that. Hydrogen peroxide adds an extra oxygen, which aerates soil. It's good for plants. Pure hydrogen peroxide is not good for leaves. It can scorch them, similar to some plants have reaction to neem oil or white vinegar, so keep that in mind. If you dilute it with clean water and spray it 3 parts to 4 parts on the leaves, it's fine. It also is fine for the roots. Technically, rainwater has hydrogen peroxide in it in small amounts, which is why plants tend to enjoy a little rainwater here and there, because not only does it remove bacteria and fungus and all that, it naturally aids in the growth of the plant and keeping it healthy, so keep that in mind. So I snipped it. Let's see if I can get this. Is kind of a precious plant to me. This is from 2018. Excuse me, there's a plane. Sorry about that, there was a plane coming by. So the macrophilia, as you can see right there is a browning little spot. This started on Saturday, so I snipped it early Saturday morning after doing a lot of preparation, trying to be as sterile as I could. I've immediately spritzed it with hydrogen peroxide, watered down, and I've been doing that every day with a little cotton swab. I just dab that spot, make sure it's clean, there's no pus or whatever. Just trying to keep it as sterile as possible. The plant looks healthy, it looks like it's doing okay. When I did this to my Raja, Nepenthes Raja, which is the king of pitcher plants, and I did it to 2 of them, I snipped a bad pitcher, sterilized and cleaned also. I didn't use hydrogen peroxide though. Almost immediately they died within 24 hours. And I had that happen with my BE diabolica. Now mind you, BE diabolicas are sensitive as all heck, and anything you do, breathing, sneezing, not even touching it, not even doing anything to it, they can die for no reason. So keep that in mind. That's why I like the EW. The EW diabolica is beautiful and hasn't had a single bloody problem. She's growing perfectly fine. She's got 4 new leaf tips because I got it was really tiny. My AW Hamada is pretty slow to grow, but no problems. New growth tip just popped and has another one inside. The newest picture is starting to get color, slightly stout. Typical Hamada. This is a Lumint variant. This is the BE Hamada. There are actually a few of them, so this is a 3975. I got it extra small. It's already had at least 2 new leaves with me. One already shot out a picture. I noticed these ones don't color as quick and they're a little more squat. But they're a little rounder also on the leaf compared to that one. As you can see, it's more pointed. It kind of matches the diabolica. Now, one thing you'll note of diabolica is they actually get kind of a speckling on the leaves. That's not a disease, and I've talked to a few nurseries that is something they naturally do, and no one really understands why. Okay, moving on. This is my Robocantley. This is seed grown. This is the runt of the litter. I just actually like its coloring. It's growing fine. It just put out a new leaf. So it seems to be happy. Edwardsiana Raja, 2 big leaf jumps, doing really good. Its pictures are in there. They have the Edwardsiana shape and teethiness and kind of more the Raja coloring, which is neat. And the leaves are more like a Raja, just to give you an example. This is a Raja peltata. The underside of these leaves are more pinkish, but the actual leaf shape, similar to that Raja shape, are more green and kind of ore wavy shape, similar to those. There's no actual waves, kind of like that. That was a damaged leaf. This is a Raja Mira, so it's actually very close to Raja, but it's more Edwardsiana. This is my only Edwardsiana other cross I have. This is a Raja cross, Burgundy Edwardsiana. This is a seed grown, but it looks very, very close to an Edwardsiana I've seen online that are this small, so I don't know if this one is just taking more after some seedlings can. Okay, so we'll go with the good news from there. Okay, so that's my lowy eye, belly eye, and it's one of 2 I have. This one actually has this basal, and it's got a huge leaf jump. It seems to be doing really fine. Whatever I'm doing, that belly eye, lowy eye is happy. That one is probably the most vigorous I've seen. Its sibling is right next to it, so you can tell A versus B. Huge jump in variance. If your plant isn't growing very well, like you have no pictures, but it's still continuing to grow and put out leaves, such, that could mean you have a basal coming, and I kind of was suspicious, and this is my Hamada Aristo. It's been doing fine, and I had one picture that looked beautiful, and then it stopped completely picturing, but it still keeps growing. So I dug in, and I found it had a basal, so yay! My diabolica cross Aristo is also doing that, so I'm a little wondering if there's a basal gonna pop out of that. Speaking with someone else who was talking to me on my channel, their Hamada X Aristo also put out a basal around this time too, so maybe all the clones are doing this. So if you have one, you might want to look around in the foliage or potting mix, whatever you use, moss, the material that it is planted in. Nothing of note, crazily important. Peltata has new leaf. This one's really red. It also might have a activated node. This one has not given me a picture at all. This is from Josh's carnivorous plant. There. My real good news was this is from Apex Plants. He wanted to make some room in his collection. Yeah. This is a diabolica cross minima, and it is seed grown. It literally looks like a diabolica without the orange. So I know that one's extremely tiny, but to give an idea of what a diabolica looks like, it's very similar to Hamada. So it still has teeth. Usually diabolica are kind of this reddish color, where this one here is red with like a purple-black teeth. They get extremely fine, kind of thin teeth. So this shape, this coloring, but around the tip is more yellow, where this one has kind of black tooth striping. I'm trying to find one of its bigger pictures. They're all hidden in there. So I got this one Monday, and it's in the bag and doing well. The plant is red, the pictures are red and toothy. I think it's neat, so I'm really excited to have it. It was kind of a sporadic buy. So, like with the macrophilia, where I cut it, I'm on day 3, so that happened Saturday. So Saturday, Sunday, Monday, now Tuesday and Wednesday. So here we are, November 2nd, and it's not looking any worse for wear. As I said, I'm touching it up. You can tell mentally my focus is my macrophilia because I'm extremely worried for it and very kind of nervous and hope it has no problems. Let's see, I had to cut a picture off of the Raja peltata here. One of the leaves was already browning and it deactivated the node, so there was no point to keep it. I was kind of sad. I was hoping it would grow, whereas like this one's doing just fine. But you'll notice the picture started to turn black up, so I don't know why it died or why these three are doing fine. Let's see. Dactyphylia, expert burgundy, beautiful coloring. It's got 2 big leaves, and it's had 2 leaves with me, and already I think has a growth tip. Yep, growth tip. Is in there. Dactyphylia had a new picture. It's bigger and a little wider. This is a Glamnophora ima. Pictures are really red with like a yellow rim. This one kind of a little scorched, or it's something. I'm not sure what's going on there. But the rest of the plant's doing fine. The Veitchii are doing great. They've all got a new leaf. Robacantly ovata. Yeah, ovata has a new leaf. Significant leaf jump. All my plants seem to do really well with this water and lighting, so I'm not doing anything special. As I've said, this is in my backyard. Veitchii burgundy, Exterophilia. Its pictures over there, and that's its first picture for me. Burgundy Raja. I had to trim a leaf off of this. Now, I'm not so paranoid off of trimming off of a much larger plant. If it's this size, I'm a little worried. If it's that size, these kind of size, I'm not so worried. So the leaf was turning completely black, with like a red, like it was getting burnt, like this one kind of looked. So I'm not sure if that's typical of it, but right after I did it, it started to brown and it sealed. So I'm really hoping that's what happens with macrophilia. Again, you can tell where I'm a little worried / paranoid on. Clipieta has a new growth tip, doing just fine. This newest picture looks pretty Clipieta to me. Right there. Got the dome cap and everything. Clipieta x Veitchii x Lowii. A lot of big growth in comparison to its sibling. Over there, Clipieta bongso, these 2, and this one has a very small little one. I'm not sure if that's a basil or a seedling. I just don't want to tear it apart. Back over here. This is a Raja cross Lowii Veitchii number 1 clone. It has a new picture, bunch of new leaves. Most of the plants are doing just fine. Hamada seems to be doing fine. This is my biggest Hamada that's still doing fine. This is AW1 Hamada. I spritzed it because it initially had root rot. I repotted it. It's got these kind of clay terracotta balls, and I did a layer of perlite / sphagnum air mix with other stuff. I can't remember. It's a brown thing. I've used it before. I layered that, and then I did another layer of this kind of rocky stuff. That's there. See, this sphagnum moss is just a layer of dressing to keep humidity in and moisture, because terracotta, if it's dry, will release it. If it's wet, it does nothing. So, excuse me, terracotta are interesting and really useful for cooling and keeping things wet. Let's see, going down the line. Truncata x spectabilis, or spectabilis x truncata, it's kind of purple, and then it darkens a bit more to like a darker purple and stripes. So this is its newest picture, most largest and developed. I think it looks neat. Raja Beltada, doing fine. The other spectabilis clones are doing well. Nothing significant coming here. My big spectabilis / Veitchii. Yep, Veitchii is doing fine. This is kind of a one I really enjoy just because of the coloring, good stripes. As I said, that one I hope. Queen Malini has a picture down there. Yep, doing well. Let's see, Cephalotus is doing fine. I think the rose bush that I'm trying to grow is in dormant state. So I'm also keeping this open because I'm airing it out, because I did spritz it with hydrogen peroxide before the start of this video. Hope it's doing fine. I'll keep everyone posted on the progress of this. Note, I am not trying to sabotage myself, but that leaf was so bad I was very worried it was going to cause rot to the rest of the plant. So that was the only reason I snipped it. Let's see. So like where this one has brown tips here, that's fine, that's natural, that occurs. Usually they're bright green and happy. Most Hamada, I notice, get a red stripe down the middle, kind of like a red streak. If they're starting to get too hot, I don't know why, but that's something that occurs. I don't mean to yawn, it's just quiet and muggy outside. So it's the highest I got today was 69, and it drops into the 40s, so there's still significant temperature drops and a good amount of light and heat, but not as much, so I think the plants are going to slowly shift to dormancy. If I have any frost warnings or anything like that, I will bring the plants inside. I have a couple little areas for them. We do have 8 trays, so I will put them in. Even with my little pet lizard, he'll take a few. He's fine, he's cute, but I'll put them in containers because I don't trust them that much. So overall, most of the plants are doing fine. To recap, macrophilia had a leaf snip, and I'm just extremely paranoid and worried about it. That one I'm not really worried about. I've had this occur prior on another plant, which was the glamminiflora there, and it came back really well. I just have to let it do its thing. I don't know what caused it to become like this, but I'm hoping it will come back. Let's see. Oh, we do have a new plant, minima x diabolica, I believe, is the same thing. Yeah, minima cross diabolica. This is in AW. These other seedlings are doing perfectly fine in here. I mean, to count how much this is probably would give people a wallet pain or something. The VGIs are doing fine. Pergody, Raja mixes, Clipiata mixes are doing well. I mainly just have plants I think are neat. Those are some pepper plant I'm growing because I'm weird. The flytrap's doing fine because I have this small little baby flytrap with, I don't know, is that grass in there with it? I don't know. Overall, plants for the most part are doing pretty well. I'll unbag this Monday next week, and I will let everybody get a better look at it. I did post some pictures of when it came in initially via Twitter. If you're curious, check out my Twitter, which is wiseexotics, at wiseexotics on Twitter. I will put it in the description of this. If it's not immediate, it'll be the next day. So thanks for watching and, keeping up with my little log of the plants and how they're doing and what I'm doing right, wrong, whatnot. So, Wise Exotics out.